to my second Model Trains episode. Now, this episode is recorded right after Christmas, so I actually got some old trains from my uncle. They're O-scale trains, which, if you watch the first episode of this series, you will know that I really only work in HO, but I did actually receive some O-scale trains from my uncle as well, as meanwhile these ones are from my grandpa. So let's get them out. I was already looking through these before we left my grandma and grandpa's house, so let's start. So we have an O-scale train station, and then some race car stuff, which went with some slot cars that my uncle had. Then a signal, which when I do that, that means go, and that means stop. Now, we also have a tiny house for the slot cars, I guess. But now, here is our locomotive. Then it has a tender and a bunch of tin plate cars. I'm not sure how many you can see, but there are 7 train cars in total, and then the engine and tender making 9. But let me put this down. The wheels on this locomotive, if you can see, probably not, are very, very, very dirty. So I'm going to have to use one of my fiberglass pencils on it to make it clean. I'll bring you guys back in once I've cleaned the wheels. Oh, and I have a track that is down there for me, relative to my recording intro space thing. So I have tracks already set up. So I'll bring you back in once I have clean train wheels. There. Now we have the engine on the tracks, and the wheels are clean from rust. I have my transformer here set up. Can't hear it, but I can feel it all right. Oh, let's see if the train goes. Maybe it's not that one. You know, it's possible I wired the tracks wrong. Let me see. I'm going to test and play with it off camera, then we'll see what happens from there. So after some time and lots of track polishing, I've gotten the engine working. Watch. Oh, wrong way. At least somewhat working. Let me bring it back around so you guys can see it go. I will hook up the tender and rest of the cars later. There it goes! You might not want it going that fast though. There we go, now we've got it going around in the correct way. Haha! Isn't that cool? Now let's get the tender And at least the caboose hooked up, if not a couple of cars. Haha! Now you can see that there's an entire train. I've also decided to put up the signal, the station, and then if we slow it down, we can see that it stops pretty nicely. Oh no, wrong way! There we go. Now isn't that nice? Flip that, the train has to stop. And I got the train to stop. Now I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the engine's light does not work. Oh, it doesn't like to go forwards anymore. Oh, there we go. Now, just because of how much track power I can put into through my transformer, I can make the train go pretty fast. But that was scary, so I'm probably not going to. And I have 2 sharper turns here anyways. But hooray, we got the train going. Here's the entire train running, by the way. I added the last 3 cars before the caboose just to see if the train could manage it. And it seems like it can. So that's exciting. I mean, it sounds like it all needs lubricant. So we can go do that back at the desk. So I just opened the locomotive up as I was going to lube it when I saw that the light socket was empty, which would explain why in the past clips we hadn't seen any light coming from the locomotive. But I remembered also that in the boxes that I had gotten from my grandpa that had the trains, there was a light bulb or 2. So I put one in. And now look, it has a light. Isn't that amazing? If I get it, oh. Okay, so what it has is a front yellow light, a top red light, and then some side green lights, which is really cool. And so what the side green lights mean is, that is actually a part of classification for the train. So a green light on classification means that the train is scheduled. A red light means something. And then a white light means that the train is not scheduled. I'll have to look up what the red light means. Oh, white is special, and then red is... So green is on time scheduled, red is late but scheduled, and then white is a special train, like the holiday train I showed a little while back. That had white flags because it was a special train. But I do want to be careful so that I don't run it off the rails. But it is cool, so I'm glad I got it. Now I know it may not seem any quieter. The dryer in the background doesn't help. But it is a bit quieter. And I also wanted to show it with the light and the rest of its train cars, because this is just spectacular. I know my grandpa will be pleased to see and hear that I've gotten the train up and running. Not to mention I've gotten the light working, the wheels oiled, which, I mean, kind of noticeable that they're oiled, just because, I'll be able to compare audio clips, but as far as I know, train is a blur for you all. But, oh well. 7 train cars, a tender, and an engine. Plus my circle of tracks and transformer, a mountain tunnel, which is the only thing I had ever seen of any of this for a long time, a station, and a signal. It's so great to see my grandpa's, 50-year-old train finally running once again. Well, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye!